Hi, it's Hans at happierman.com. It's early Monday morning. Got to meet my boss and another fellow, and we're going over to another city for a big seminar today. Thought I'd take a minute to talk to you. Today's topic is why some people are very successful and others are not. Well, if you get to my website, you'll probably see the headline at the top, and I've working on what is my concept called How to Become a Happier Man. And how you do that is by 1, getting your mind right, 2, taking action, 3, resting, healing, recharging, and growing. So you'll notice that the most successful people in the world that have spent the better part of their lives succeeding in whatever they're doing naturally follow this method. This is the method that's the most successful people in the world use, and they use it either naturally, they stumbled upon it at an early age, or they were taught this by someone very wise. So that's why I'm trying to bring it to you, because I've had a lot of times in my life where it wasn't very good. It was sometimes were just terrible. Other times were a lot of stagnation, a lot of frustration. And every mistake, every problem I've had is when I got off of alignment of the 3 steps. And that's why the successful people are successful, because they just naturally follow the 3 steps. And again, they're 1, you gotta get your mind right. Your mind is the most powerful tool you have, and if your mind is wrong, there's no way for you to have any success at all. And sometimes there'll be circumstances in your life that create your mind being wrong. You may start out, everything is fine, seems like the right thing to do, and now it goes wrong. So this is like a continuous process of correcting your thoughts so that you can have that happier, more successful life. But it's continuous. So the first step, again, getting your mind right. The second step is taking action. And the problem with action is, if you take action without having your mind right, you'll be spending a lot of energy, taking a lot of action, doing the wrong thing, doing things that don't help you, doing things that put you farther behind instead of pushing you forward. And even if they don't push you, even if the things you're doing are right for you today, they may not be right for you tomorrow. You see what I mean? Taking the wrong action. And I think in the mainstream are like push us to take action all the time. Kind of the idea of keeping people busy, kind of keeping them busy so they don't have time to think. Don't you think that's kind of how the leaders of the world for all of time have done things? If most people are so busy, we don't have a time to question what is going on. So you don't want to be overly busy taking actions unless those actions are carefully thought out and determined deliberately by you. And the third part of it is the resting, healing, recharging, and growing. Now you'll say those are 4 things, but really they're all related. That's why they're the third part of the step, because you need time to rest. And if you've taken a lot of action, it's going to cause some damage, or at least you'll need to heal from that action, and you'll need time to recharge. And then from all that resting, healing, recharging, that's where you grow. Take it like a weight training example. Well, 1, you do the workout. Well, you plan the workout and you determine that that's what you're going to do, that I'm going to lift weights and I'm going to lift weights at such and such a day. And you know what you're going to do when you get there. And then that's the first step. And the second step is the actual action, the lifting, doing the weight training. And the fourth step is you go home and you rest and you eat and you sleep and you nap and you recharge. And then when you don't go back, then you repeat the process by determining, hey, when am I going to lift? When am I going to work out next? The next day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month, right? That's the process, and you start that process over and over and over again. We kind of naturally do this with our work life. We get a job, we plan, we plan. It's just a minor planning now, right? Get up, get ready for work and go. And the action is being at work all day and working at whatever it is. And you'll notice the people who do all the thinking make the most money, right? Because that's the most important step. But anyway, then at the end of the day, you go home and you rest and you heal and you recharge, well, for the next day. See, it's a very simple concept. A lot of people go wrong. A major way that people go wrong is by taking too much action, never thinking. When you take too much action, you never have a chance to grow and heal, because you miss out on that third step. You don't have time for the third step. Maybe you work 10, 12 or more hours a day every day, 5, 6 days a week. Well, you're never going to have a chance to heal and grow from something like that. You certainly won't have time to think and plan. You're just too busy working. Or you may have, multiple part-time jobs, and there's enormous effort in going back and forth. Well, people who live that type of a life, you just don't have the time to think. The other way is if you spend all your time in step 3 just kind of relaxing and recharging, never thinking about your future and never taking positive action. Get quite a bit of that, right? Maybe the people in the underclasses kind of tend to focus on that step. They're really not doing much. They just kind of stay in that low class poverty level, a welfare type, and never really thinking about, well, what should I be doing to better my life? It should be obvious that if you work productively at a medium or higher paying job, your life is going to be far better than just being on welfare. I mean, it seems pretty obvious, and let's say some people at the top would be trying to convince people to do this, but it really shouldn't take any convincing, because it should be obvious that that's what you ought to do. Another one is thinking about things. Well, I can't really take care of this one child. Should I really have another? Right? I can't take care of the one very well. How can I take care of another? That's the deep thinking about your life. And it's deep thinking about your life. Some people, maybe your intellectual type, spend a lot of time thinking about everybody else's life and then kind of expounding and talking about what they should be doing. These people should be doing this, and those people should be doing that. We've got to convince them to do this, that, and the other thing. Well, that does nothing for your life. What I'm talking about is your life. Thinking about your life really doesn't matter that much about everybody else. They're going to do what they do. You want to spend time doing what you need to do. So that's where the thinking deeply about your own life comes in. And the most successful people in the world, this is what they do instinctively. This is, once you kind of grasp the system, and it shouldn't be that hard to grasp, even though it took me years to get it myself. That's why I'm trying to describe it to you simply as possible. And then if you get to the website, you'll see there's all kinds of examples and everything written on there, and all the content is based around doing one of those things, either thinking, acting, or resting and recharging. That's my life, and that's how I've become happier, and I want to share that with you. So give that idea some thought. I think you'll find that your life can be quite magnificent if you implement this 3-step system. All for now.